Hey guys, it's your boy Domuto. We're back in another video. Today we're watching Damon What If Dragon Ball Chaos Crossover Part 3. Um yeah, this series is great, man. I just love Sonic and Goku and everything going on, the mixing of the worlds, and I just love it, man. I'm just a chill guy. Chill guy. And I'm just ready. Anyway, let's get into it, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's go.
Goku and Sonic have begun their training under Master Roshi. Sonic isn't too into being forced into a uniform and working out, since he's such a free spirit that wants to go around the world and be free. Though, after fighting Eggman, he realized if he wanted to stop those who got in his way, then he'll need to be stronger. Roshi here can definitely help him with that, and with his friend Goku by his side, this should be really fun. Though, right before they really begin their training proper, another disciple arrives on the island.
Krillin.
The monk, Krillin.
I wonder
Krillin
where he
is
at.
from the Orange
Where's
Temple to train under Roshi, and is able to bribe his way into joining them in their training. Of course, Krillin is far behind the likes of both Goku and Sonic, which he quickly realizes when they begin to show off what they can do. Goku was trained pretty hard by his grandpa, being insanely strong and even learning techniques such as the Kamehameha, which Roshi was very impressed by. Sonic claims he's the fastest thing alive, which is something true to everybody here, as even Roshi isn't able to keep up with Sonic when he's running around. His strength leaves a lot to be desired, but when he curls up into a ball, that's when he's most dangerous. Krillin feels kinda left out, as these two powerhouses are already leagues ahead of him, though Goku tells him that's not an issue. If they all train together, they'll all get just as good as one another. These kind words make Krillin feel a little bit better about himself, and their training
capping his ass off, wasn't he?
Sonic believes that this training will be a piece of cake with his speed, though these exercises really aren't built for him. For starters, to be able to do a milk run, he can't run as fast as he can, or else all the milk will fly out and be wasted. So he has to do what he hates the most: go slow. When they have to plow the fields, he'd rather spin dash across to cut them up easily, but Roshi demands to use his hands, which hurts quite a bit for him. By far the toughest aspect of training has to be when Roshi asks them to swim across the lake, which Sonic denies heavily. He hated water before, but when he almost drowned fighting Eggman, that ship totally sailed for him. Roshi pushes Sonic as hard as he can, but Sonic isn't budging. So he tries an alternative. He asks Sonic if he can use his super speed to run across the water instead, as if he can do that, then he doesn't really need to worry about swimming. This still scares Sonic, as he doesn't know if he's fast enough for that, and while he definitely is, his nerves get the best of him, and when he goes to try, he falls right into the water, needing Goku to save him again. Eventually, to make it even more of a challenge, Roshi gives them all these gigantic turtle shells to wear on their backs, which slows Sonic down by a great deal. He doesn't know why he's doing this to himself, as he hates schedules and hates doing all this work, but the only reason he hasn't taken off yet is because he has his new friends, Goku and Krillin, with him. Sonic never had that many friends in his life. His parents died when he was young, so he was taken care of by Uncle Chuck for a little bit, until he died too. So he's been all alone. He was always made fun of for being a speed freak, which dampened his faith in people a lot. But at least the little animals who couldn't talk were nice to him, though he never really had any real people to talk to. Goku and Krillin are the ones he's close to right now, and while his work is tough and very taxing on him, he doesn't mind too much, as he gets to hang out with them and have fun. To make them true friends too, Sonic runs them into a nearby town for the two to try a chili dog, which quickly becomes one of their favorite foods. As the months go by, Roshi explains to them about the upcoming World Tournament, and how he would like each of them to enter to really hone off their skills. This seems like a lot of fun to all of them, so they really train harder than ever before to be able to participate. One day, after training though, Sonic and Roshi are watching the news, when they see that the little planet is making its yearly appearance over Never Lake in the coming days, which gets Sonic excited, as he always makes sure to go and visit that every year. When the day arrives, Roshi allows them to go explore without their turtle shells on their backs, which is a huge relief to all of them. He believes that since the tournament is only a week away, they should get used to the new potential, especially if they're heading to the little planet. Once they take off their shells, they see how much better at everything they've gotten. Goku and Krillin can jump up super high in the air, with Sonic being faster than ever before, which he didn't even think was possible. He wonders if he can do it now, so he grabs onto the others to get the little planet running across the water. Goku and Krillin cheer out for Sonic, with him so happy he doesn't need to worry about swimming ever again.
Okay.
The three run about on their way to Little Planet, feeling as free as ever with their new speeds and strength. Though, that freedom eventually turns to panic when Sonic sees what has happened to Little Planet. It's not the lush planet he usually sees, but it looks like it's been turned into a machine and chained to the ground. Krillin asks if this is normal, which Sonic says it's definitely not. Something is very wrong here. Goku says he's pretty sure he knows who's behind this mess, pointing to a carved face on the mountain. Eggman. Krillin doesn't know who he is personally, but was told by them of his plans to take over the world, and knows he almost killed Goku and Sonic. Sonic tells him that this time they're stronger, so taking out the Eggman shouldn't be an issue. Sonic, Goku, and Krillin run up the chain to the entrance to Little Planet to stop Eggman. The three enter Palm Tree Panic, seeing a bunch of badniks flying around. Goku wonders how there can be a bunch here, as they didn't defeat Eggman that long ago, and he thought the Chaos Emeralds destroyed their shells anyway. Something definitely isn't right. The three fly through the zone, defeating the badniks and looking for Robotnik. Eventually, as Krillin runs to destroy a badnik, he's bounced away by a spring from a machine. Luckily, Sonic caught him and looks up to see that Eggman is back. He looks really angry though. Robotnik tells him that he hasn't forgiven them for foiling his plans on the Chaos Emeralds. So this time, he's come to Little Planet to take all of the Time Stones. The Time Stones? Krillin has heard of them before, but didn't know that they're actually real. Time. Maybe that's what they're missing here. Sonic asks Eggman if he's been manipulating time here with these stones, and that has to be how he built all these badniks so fast. Robotnik laughs out, not confirming it, but the three can tell that's exactly how. Well, almost the three. Goku doesn't quite get the whole concept of time travel and all that. So he just runs up with one small slap to the machine, and it explodes with Eggman inside. Eggman goes flying out of the machine in a ship, cursing them. He is still terrified of Goku after the whole Great Ape thing, so decides he better escape. Sonic isn't going to let that happen this time and goes to knock him out of the air, though Eggman whips out one of the Time Stones he found and instantly warps away. Sonic is shocked to see a Time Stone in the flesh and realizes that Eggman must have just traveled somewhere in time. Krillin says that's really not good, as if he can travel into the past, then he may have been able to stop them from ever defeating him in the first place, and that he'll take over the world. Goku understands that part, saying that they can't let that happen again, so need to go stop him once more. The three move on into the Collision Chaos Zone, where they see somebody tied up. It looks like a girl. Sonic quickly runs over to untie her, with her giving Sonic a big hug and thanking him a lot.
Oh,
she introduces herself as Amy Rose, and that she came to Little Planet because she read in her fortune cards that she'd meet the hero of her dreams here today, so it must be Sonic. Sonic doesn't understand how cards can tell her to come to a specific place, and is worried how she's all lovey towards him now. Krillin and Goku thinks it's hilarious.
Stop grabbing me!
Krillin eventually asks Amy if she knows anything about Robotnik's plans, where they're saying she's seen a lot while she was here. Apparently, Eggman showed up to this place a long while ago and found a time stone. With that time stone, he travels into the past of Little Planet to take it over and evolve his machines that way. Though, thankfully with the time stone he has now, he can only go back in time while at Little Planet. Though, if he gets all 7 of them, then he'll be able to use them outside of Little Planet too, and take over the planet that way.
Okay.
The three are kind of relieved now, as he can only go back in time to Little Planet, but they now need to find a way to get all these time stones before Eggman does. They ask Amy to go back home, but she's not letting go of Sonic, and basically forces herself to go along with them. The four begin to make their way through Collision Chaos, when suddenly they see a beam coming straight at them. Sonic jumps in front of Amy to protect her, getting hit and is sent flying away. Goku turns to see who fired when he hears Krillin yell out behind him and he goes flying into a pillar. Goku tries to see what is happening and eventually senses the slightest bit of movement behind him.
Metal Sonic?
He turns around to block the attack and doesn't believe his eyes. It seems to be a robot version of himself.
What the hell?
Metal Goku uses its robotic tail to whip Goku across the face as he grabs Amy and pulls out the Time Stone to disappear once more. Goku, Krillin, and Sonic stand back up, looking on in horror. Eggman built a robot Goku, and now they disappear into the past with Amy. He must have seen Goku as a big enough threat on his own, so decided the only way to deal with him was to build a robot version. They wonder how he was able to build one so fast, until again, time travel. This whole experience is really hurting Goku's head. They now need to worry about Eggman getting all the time stones, freeing Amy again, and dealing with this Metal Goku. So they head on with more urgency now. They
Metal
head into
Goku is
Tidal
crazy.
Tempest with Sonic happy to run across the water here to avoid drowning. While heading on though, Krillin notices a goalpost that says "Passed" on it. The three go on up to examine it when Goku says he can feel some kind of weird energy coming off of it. He reaches out to touch it and the goalpost begins to spin rapidly. They are all surrounded by this weird aura and are launched into the sky.
What the fuck?
After being sent up, they'll appear at the bottom of the ocean, which freaks Sonic out. Thankfully, Goku and Krillin grab him and swim back up to the surface, looking around at Tidal Tempest to see it completely different. There aren't any badniks in sight, except for this weird looking generator next to the post. They must have made it back into the past somehow. Krillin thinks that maybe Robotnik infused the power of the Time Stone with this goalpost, so maybe the badniks can come back in time whenever they please. Good for them, thankfully, though, as now they have a chance to save Amy and get the other Time Stones. They destroy the generator in front of them and run off to the exit, which is unfortunately underwater. Luckily, Sonic brought one of those shields with him that Robotnik left lying around before, so he uses it so he can move around underwater easier. Once down there, they notice Robotnik still setting up badniks. Since he has been caught red-handed, he tries to use a Time Stone to escape, but this time Goku fires a Kamehameha at Eggman to destroy his ship. Eggman falls out to the ground, with Krillin swimming over and nabbing a Time Stone for himself. Eggman tries to swim after him, but all that swimming with Roshi paid off, so Krillin books it back over to the others and manages to tap into the Time Stone's power to head back into the present. Once they appear back in the present, they realize how different it looks now. The badniks are gone, and things seem to be back to how they looked before. Apparently, going back in time and stopping Robotnik managed to get this place into a good future. Sonic says that with the Time Stone to hand now, they have a leg up on Robotnik. But unfortunately, these goalposts are still around, so he can time travel freely as well. They just need to keep time hopping until they free all the animals and find Amy. As they go to leave, a large beam of light appears in front of them and floats down over to Goku. Curious, Goku reaches his hands out and finds it's another Time Stone. The three cheer out, as now they have two. That must be how they get the other Time Stones. Just make a good future for each his own, and they can get the leg up on Eggman. The group used the Time Stones to the best of their ability, jumping into the past of each zone to destroy the generators, and be presented with another Time Stone from the Little Planet.
I don't know what about
It
Sonic
seems that
lore.
Little Planet is thanking them for saving it, gifting
I know
them
a
with
little
these
bit. I
stones.
know characters,
The
mainly.
three eventually make their way to Stardust Speedway, happy that they have gathered 5 out of 7 stones. Eggman, though, isn't too happy about this. Even with time travel on his side, these guys have ruined his plans. Thankfully, he spent some time in the past making Metal Goku more powerful, so he sends him after all three to finish them for good. Right before they enter Robotnik's lair in Metallic Madness, a Metallic Overlord appears in front of them to knock Krillin away. Metal Goku has returned. Goku and Sonic look over to see that Krillin has been knocked out in just one hit. This guy isn't something to take lightly. The two rush in, with Goku matching it blow for blow. This faker is just as powerful as him. It's so cool. Sonic runs in to land some hits for himself, with this seemingly being more than the Metal Goku can handle, until he bursts out in power, knocking the two back. Metal Goku puts his hand together and begins to charge his own version of the Kamehameha. Goku begins to charge one of his own, and the two fire it at each other, creating a very powerful beam struggle. The two are both pushing as hard as they can, though it seems like Goku's is being overpowered. This is when Sonic decides he's gonna help too. He zooms up next to Goku and begins to charge one of his own. Sonic yells out, Kamehameha, and fires his beam alongside Goku. The two beams collide into a Super Kamehameha, overtaking Metal Goku's and swallowing up the Metal Doppelganger whole, destroying him. Goku and Sonic fall over, exhausted, since that Kamehameha took a lot out of them. Another Time Stone appears in front of them as thanks from Little Planet, and now they have 6 out of 7. Just one more, and then Eggman. The Time Stones also seem to restore their strength a little bit, and even help Krillin wake up faster. He theorizes that it's just them manipulating time to heal their bodies. The three finally make their way through Metallic Madness and see Eggman with Amy in his clutches. Unlike the first time they met, Robotnik doesn't have everything under control here. He can truly see how outclassed he is by these three by himself. This isn't over though. Through their battle with Metal Goku, he was able to gather more data on their abilities, so he'll be prepared next time. He touches a time post ahead into the future once more, and escapes the hero's clutches. That was the final time post too, so now Little Planet has truly been freed from Eggman. Amy runs over to hug and thanks Sonic for saving her. The planet then begins to shake, with the 6 time stones floating up into the air, and the 7th appearing along with them. Then, with a bright flash of light, the 4 are transported back outside. The time stone
Back
floats down
outside,
with
yeah.
them, and a creature appears behind it. The four are kind of scared of this creature, but tells them not to worry. It is the god of time, known as Solaris. Solaris tells the group that he created a mighty time stone eons ago for the little planet. Though, once Robotnik came to the planet, he used his power to split the stones into 7. That way, Robotnik wouldn't be able to manipulate and ruin the timeline. Though, in the process, he had to cease to exist. But now he is brought back to full form thanks to the 4 of them. Goku, of course, goes up, saying it was no problem, trying to shake Solaris' hand, with Krillin, Sonic, and Amy trying to get him to back off, as this is a god he's talking to. Solaris laughs and flies up into the air, saying he hopes that, in time, they will all meet again. With Solaris and a time stone floating back
They
to the
will.
free
That
little
nigga Trunk
planet,
gonna fuck
they
up
all
shit.
fly away from the Earth. The group didn't expect to see a literal god on their journey to the little planet, and are thankful it wasn't hostile. This whole journey really highlighted how far they've come through Roshi's training, as the freaking god of time thanked them for their efforts. Eggman should be gone for good now, and they can return to Roshi. Amy wants to come along too, but Sonic says she should go back to her parents, and if she wants to see him again, to come to the World Tournament in a few days. Sonic, Goku, and Krillin head back off to Kame House, with Roshi surprised that they're all back so soon, as they're only gone for about 5 minutes. Goku, Krillin, and Sonic look at each other confused, and then begin to laugh. After recovering from their journey through the little planet,
the
the
time
big day of the
stone fucked
tournament
it up.
has finally arrived. The 4 set out to the tournament arena to go and participate. As expected, they managed to breeze through all the preliminary rounds, making sure that nobody who fights them stands a chance. Thankfully, the 3 didn't need to fight each other at all, so they all eventually are qualified for the tournament. They even meet a familiar face here, Yamcha. Bulma did eventually manage to track him down, and pretty much force him to get over his fear of women. They're now a thing, and he's competing in a tournament as well. Once everybody finds out that they qualified,
They ain't gonna never break up.
Bulma and
They ain't
Roshi,
gonna
who
never
are very
break up.
proud of them. Amy also runs up to give Sonic another big hug to congratulate him, while Sonic was hoping she would never remember to show up. Once the group gets their thanks, they head back inside to meet the other finalists. They see an old man named Jackie Chun, a warrior monk named Namu, a dinosaur named Girin, and then some guy in a cloak, who is going under name withheld, so that's kinda weird. Krillin is kinda concerned to see that he's going to have to fight this name withheld in the first match, though his friends try to cheer him up that he's gotten a lot stronger, so it should be a breeze. The first match begins with Krillin versus name withheld, with Krillin waiting for the guy to make the first move. Suddenly, Krillin is hit from behind, going flying and almost falling out of the ring. The guy somehow got around him without him noticing. Krillin rushes back in to attack, but the guy is moving way too fast to be hit, and is knocking Krillin all over the place, laughing a distorted laugh that sounds inhuman. With Krillin unable to land a hit, he's knocked out of the ring, unconscious,
damn.
and badly beaten. Name withheld is the winner of the match, and Krillin is taken to the
scratchy.
hospital to recover. Goku and Sonic try to talk to this guy after what he just did to Krillin, but he just disappeared right after his match, and they have no idea what just happened. Match 2 continues though with Jackie Chun versus Yamcha, and unfortunately for Yamcha, this match goes pretty much just as it did in canon, with Jackie wiping the floor with him. Goku and Sonic are even more concerned now, as both Krillin and Yamcha were just taken out effortlessly by these random people. Sonic isn't all too thrilled for his next match, but he's not going to be giving up that easily. Sonic steps in to fight Namu in round 3, with this being a surprisingly good battle. Namu is way weaker than Sonic, but is still able to give a good fight, and this is one that is actually entertaining to the audience, as it's not just one guy getting down right away.
Okay.
Though since Sonic is so speedy and stronger than Namu, he was just delaying the inevitable, and knocks him out of the ring, winning his match. After
nigga
this,
Sonic
Goku and
getting
Girin go
dubbed.
into fight, with this one going different slightly, as Goku completely wipes the floor with Girin this time, because of how powerful that he's gotten. Thankfully, Goku and Sonic have moved up into the second round, though, unfortunately, they're gonna have to fight each other for the top. Round 2's first match begins with Jackie Chun versus Name Withheld, who suddenly
Name
reappears
Withheld.
for his match. Jackie tries to get a read on this person, but can't sense any energy whatsoever. He moves almost as fast as Sonic too, and he needs to use everything he's got to take him on. Jackie and the Nameless Warrior have their fight, with the guy zooming all around Jackie, landing as many hits as he can. Jackie isn't going down like a chump though. He manages to get a few hits in himself. Though it actually kinda hurt to punch him. He doesn't feel human. Jackie and the Nameless Warrior continue to fight, with the warrior even shooting out lightning from his hands to stop Jackie in place. The warrior rolls into a ball to rush Jackie while he's stunned, but Jackie then buffs out to catch him. Jackie goes to rip the cloak off, but the warrior summons a black shield around himself somehow, burning Jackie's
What, the
hands
shadow?
immensely. The warrior runs all around Jackie, creating a tornado just like Sonic before, throwing Jackie up into the air. Jackie fires a Kamehameha to stop him, but the warrior summons that shield once again, and this time it deflects the Kamehameha right back. Since Jackie's in the air, he can't dodge, so he is hit dead on by his own attack. Jackie is sent flying out of the ring, losing.
Oh, wow.
Roshi can't believe it. He entered this tournament to make sure that the students wouldn't win and become all cocky about their abilities, and he was just bested by this random nameless warrior. He can't believe it. He's very worried, as if he can't beat this guy, how can Goku and Sonic hope to? The next match rolls around shortly after, with Goku and Sonic getting ready to fight once again. The two get into their fighting stances, rushing at each other with all that they have. They've both improved a lot since their first fight, though each of their strengths remain the same. Goku is much more powerful and Sonic is much faster. The two fight blow for blow, with them knowing how the other fights by now, so they're able to predict what each of them is gonna do. Sonic keeps rolling into a ball to hit, but Goku summons Ki all around his hands, so he can catch it without injuring himself, and he throws Sonic away. This doesn't work every time though, as Sonic is too fast. Their battle continues to escalate, with the two getting a little worn down. They want to be prepared for the next round with this strong nameless warrior, so it would be best if they just ended it now. Sonic revs up his most powerful spin dash, while Goku begins to make a Kamehameha. Sonic dashes at him as fast as he can, with Goku about to unleash the Kamehameha, though he is suddenly shocked by something and can't move. Sonic rams straight into Goku so hard that he's sent flying way out of bounds and out of sight. Once Sonic gets back up, he is confused. He expected Goku to fire a Kamehameha at him, so that's why he went so hard. Why didn't he? It doesn't matter to the announcer though, as Sonic has won the match and is now moving up into
I think it's Shadow, bro. I think Shadow.
Goku is okay, thankfully, and he tells Sonic that was a very fun fight, though he doesn't know why he couldn't move when he went to fire the Kamehameha. They'll worry about that after though, as now Sonic steps in for the final round against Name Withheld. Sonic is worried as this guy seems to be as fast as him, but tells him if they're gonna fight it out, he wants to see who he is under that cloak. The warrior laughs a distorted laugh, his red eyes showing themselves to Sonic. Sonic gasps as the warrior rips the cloak right off to reveal himself.
I am the ultimate
Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic, of course.
Metal Sonic rushes Sonic,
of course,
grabbing him by the throat and slamming him into the ground. Sonic curls into a ball to get out of it, slamming right back into Metal to push him away. Eggman managed to make a robot version of him too? How? Metal Sonic rubs his nose, saying he was created on a little planet as the better version of Sonic. He's meant to be better than him in every single way. Sonic finds that hard to believe and tells him to prove it. Sonic and Metal Sonic dash all around the arena, crashing into each other and destroying the whole ring itself. The audience can't even tell what is happening since they're
making a Metal
so fast.
Sonic is fucking
Sonic and Metal rush all along in sync, with Metal saying that this planet isn't big enough for both of them and one of them has to go. Sonic agrees as he kicks Metal straight into the head away. Goku watches this fight in awe, since no wonder everybody else lost to this guy. He's basically just like Sonic if he was a vicious killer. He doesn't know how Sonic is going to get out of this one, since they're fighting just like one another. How is one going to overpower the other? Sonic and Metal rush into each other.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do.
Okay.
Strange, isn't it?
Metal is getting annoyed at his copy being able to keep up with him, and summons the power deep within himself. A green glow emerges around Metal as he explodes in power. Metal then begins to run all around Sonic, faster than even he can comprehend. Sonic wonders how this is possible, as he's absolutely pummeled by his Metal doppelganger. Metal throws Sonic out of the ring, hard into the ground. Right as Metal is about to be declared the winner, Metal jumps on top of him and begins to beat on him savagely. The announcer yells at him to stop as the match is already over, but Metal isn't listening. Then, two Kamehamehas are fired from two sides and hit Metal dead on. Metal is stuck between the two as Goku and Roshi fire down to stop him from killing Sonic. Amy then jumps in the air with a swing of her hammer, knocks Metal away.
Jumping.
Metal lands back on the ring, exclaiming that with the power of the Chaos Emerald on his side, he's now the one true Sonic. Goku, Roshi, Yamcha, and Amy step up to fight with Metal, until a voice above tells them that's enough. They look up in the air to once more see that Eggman is back. Eggman tells the group that he may have failed on Little Planet, but after escaping into the future to nab a completed Metal Sonic, they manage to escape. He entered Metal into the tournament to utilize his new copy ability, so he could absorb data on all the fighters present, making him the ultimate overlord. Now, he'll be off to implement this data inside of him, so he can truly take over the world.
Oh, shit.
Metal Sonic creates a Kamehameha and fires it at the group as a distraction. Roshi powers up to his max to block it with his own, as Eggman and Metal Sonic use Chaos Control to escape. The audience has run for their lives at this point, and Roshi used all of his energy to block the Kamehameha, so he's now out for the count. Goku, Bulma, Yamcha, and Amy look at each other in horror, wondering how they're going to be able to stop Eggman now. And that's where we're going to be leaving things
Alright.
for right now. I hope
I fuss with it. There was a cool little chapter, man. I like that he going through Dragon Ball, and then he'll gradually go to Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of Sonic lore that I don't know. So sorry if I was quiet. I don't know too much about Sonic. I just know characters. I don't know the Sonic storyline or whatever. I watched a little bit of the show back in the day, but whatever. Anyway, check out the last chapter right here, and check out another video right here that you might enjoy that had something to do with Dragon Ball. And I'll catch y'all next time, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.